So earlier this morning, I was perusing through a bunch of Facebook groups in the short-term rental space, and I saw a lot of people discussing about should they have their properties in an LLC or should they purchase them and own them in their own name. And I want to set some clarity for this. This is going to be a really short video because it's really pretty simple. If you have debt on your property to where if you have a mortgage and you bought it under your name and then you try to move it into an LLC, 99% of the time, the bank or the lender can call that loan because you have just moved it from a personal loan into a commercial entity. And they're going to tell you that you might get lucky and they might refinance you into a commercial loan, or they're going to call that loan. So there's a tremendous amount of risk of buying a house personally and then trying to move it into an LLC. If you're trying to buy it in an LLC, then many times they will require you to get a commercial loan. So you need to be really careful with this, and I would highly recommend that you talk to your CPA or your financial planner, wherever you get financial advice from, and your mortgage lender. And if you're going to be in the short-term rental game for an extended period of time, or you plan on having more than one property, I would strongly advise you to build a really strong relationship with a mortgage banker that you trust. Look, my guy, Mike Stapp, him and I have done 9 deals together. And we kind of clicked on the first one. And I actually bought my primary house and financed it through him and at Pinnacle Financial. And we've been together doing stuff together for like 10 years now, both on the commercial side, the short-term rental side, and a personal side. So that trust becomes really important. I know I can call Mike with any of these types of questions and he's going to shoot me 100% straight. The second thing that I see people doing a lot is that they'll buy their first short-term rental and they will classify it with their mortgage company as a second home. But then when you get to that third property, they try to classify that as a second home as well. And you will typically get a lower interest rate, maybe by 1/4%, depending on the institution that you're dealing with. But you'll also still only, in most cases, have to put 20% down. Versus if you're really buying that third property and it's your second STR, then that really needs to be classified as an investment property. And look, I know this is kind of a controversial topic because a lot of people try to massage their way and do things to save that extra 5% on the down payment or save that 1/4%. But if you really want to do things the right way and not have to cross a bridge that you definitely do not want to cross on quit claiming into an LLC with a mortgage and having a loan called, or buying a property as a second home as opposed to an investment property so you can save that extra 5% on the down payment, these things can be costly for you, and I would highly recommend that you do a tremendous amount of research into how mortgages work before you make a purchase and do something that is really not equitable. There's a second thing that you can actually do. So if you really want to have what a lot of people call a layer of protection with an LLC, then I would highly recommend that you buy your property personally if you're going to carry a mortgage, but then create a management company under a separate LLC. And if you really want to have some protection, then create a holdings company and then have the management company underneath. But don't have the same partners in both companies. So you might have your wife or your husband, your spouse, own the holdings company, and then you own the management company, or vice versa. So I believe in that type of a structure to give more layers of protection, because the only reason you would want to put the home into an LLC, one is going to be for write-offs and two is going to be to have a layer of protection. And the easiest way to do that is to create a holdings company, a management company, and then you or your spouse, or you and your spouse, whoever owns that property, is paying the management company to be able to manage. Hopefully this makes sense to you. If you have any questions, just leave a comment down below. If this has created any value for you, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I got a lot more coming for you.